These are the fastest cops in Britain, responding to 999 calls at up to 150 miles an hour. Hunting fugitives, tackling drunks,
I'm not fucking drunk!
catching criminals,
Aid authority has been given.
and saving lives.
Is there anyone else you're hurting, mate, besides your legs?
You! Use your mirrors!
For these elite high-speed units, every second counts. They are Rapid Response. Coming up, racing to a terrible crash.
Can you tell me where you're hurting the most anywhere?
My legs.
Coming down hard on drug users.
No! Don't shout at me! Calm yourself down!
Chaos on a roundabout. And police pursuit training pays off.
Vehicle's just undertaken 2 lorries, now in her shoulder.
Wiltshire. A call has come into the police control room. There's been a serious accident involving a motorcyclist. Rapid Response Officer Glenn Powell is racing to the scene.
It's a motorcyclist in the car, and it sounds like it's quite bad, so... Andy, 1058, I'm just coming up past the plan now, I'll be with you shortly.
With the incident taking place on a fast road and involving a car, the worst-case scenario is that this officer is driving to a fatality. Rapid response officers in Wales are out of their cars and are about to raid a property where they suspect there are Class A drugs. At the house, they find the door unlocked, giving them the opportunity to take the occupants completely by surprise.
Hiya, it's a police search warrant. Give me your hand so I can see him. Bring your hands out. Bring your hands out.
And it works. A man and woman are arrested before they even get out of bed.
Just bring your legs off there.
But the male suspect doesn't take too kindly to his early morning wake-up call.
You know my fucking name, so use it.
I don't know your name.
Fucking pull
I don't know your name.
Up, dickhead.
Right, turn round and I'll do that for you now.
Don't fucking get arsey.
I'm going to help you now. Turn round and face the wall and I'll pull your trousers up.
Pull my trousers up, do my trousers.
Turn round and I'll pull them up.
Then, as the cops try and cuff him, he kicks off.
If there's no fucking female, you fucking can't fucking go.
Don't shout at me! Calm yourself down!
Fucking at your face.
I'm not hitting you, you calm down, search him first.
Clean out.
Let me get out.
Right, come on.
I locked you, clean out.
Pack your fucking in.
That's this.
As the man is searched downstairs, PC Dillon starts searching the room. Drug paraphernalia and what looks like possible evidence of drug use is scattered everywhere.
What I'm finding now is lots of paraphernalia that would associate with heroin use. I'm just working my way through now to see what we got.
Unbelievably, it seems the couple have been sleeping in it. Then Officer Dillon does find drugs.
I imagine that belongs to the lad.
Yeah.
He got too much previous to be warned, didn't he? What I found is cannabis resin. Found it in the tobacco pouch next to his bed.
This is enough for the cops to arrest him.
While I was searching your next to the side of your bed, I found a tobacco pouch. Is that yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was inside it, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, got to point out possession of cannabis in the fence, and you've been arrested now on suspicion of possession of controlled drugs.
Even though only a small amount of cannabis was found during the raid, the operation was a success. Back at the police station, the suspect also admitted to possessing heroin. Coming down hard on drug users is the first line of attack in disrupting the drugs trade. The UK's rapid response cops police some of the most dangerous roads in Europe. It's estimated that 7 people a day are killed on Britain's roads, and it's these cops who have to pick up the pieces. PC Glenn Powell is part of the Swindon Rapid Response Team. Their job is to get to crashes as fast as possible. Death and horrific injury can often be a part of their daily routine. At the scene of the head-on collision between a motorbike and a car, PC Pal's first task is to assess the condition of the biker, and it's not good.
Where's your car? Hello, matey. My name's Glenn, I'm a traffic cop. Okay, I'm a motorcyclist as well, so I know you're feeling. Can you tell me where you're hurting the most anywhere?
The legs.
Both legs?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, serious leg injuries, ×2 if you can make your way. I'm just trying to do, Rob, is just see what you've got.
He almost hit me, but don't worry about that, bud.
Listen, you're in one piecemeal, mate. That's the main thing at the moment, isn't it?
The biker is unable to move.
Right, let's just stay with it for a sec. Is there anyone else you're hurting, mate, besides your legs?
Hands a little bit. Only my legs, they hurt.
Okay, all right, we've got an ambulance on the way, all right? I don't want to move for a moment because if you've got a break. Okay, what I'm going to look at doing in a minute is wait till they get there before I take your helmet off. So I know you're probably hot with your helmet on, okay? You hear where I'm coming from? Yeah. All right, so just, that's good. Okay, just stay with us. Can you just put a bit of pressure against his back? Or kneel down?
Debris is scattered across the road. The impact of the head-on collision was so massive that the motorbike is barely recognisable, its rear wheel ripped from the chassis. The first point of impact was probably the rider's legs.
The motorcyclist's injuries are quite severe. He has quite extensive right leg injuries with what we would class as compound open fractures at the top, his ankle, his knee, so his right leg is in quite a bad way.
An ambulance has arrived at the scene. The fate of the motorcyclist is now in the hands of the paramedics. His biker friend can only look on helplessly. The man's injuries are serious. He may lose his legs. Getting him onto the stretcher and into the ambulance is going to be extremely painful.
Well. That's good.
Ready, steady, roll.
That's good, that's good. Deep breath, deep breath, deep breath.
It's actually hurting there.
Everyone ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Up.
With the biker being rushed to hospital, PC Pal's attention now turns to witnesses. Others involved have been left in shock by the horrific scenes.
I'm okay. No, I can't be good.
Come and sit in the car for me, okay?
Okay.
Can we sit just there on the back seat? Okay, all right. The car and the second motorcycle have come together, and obviously what we're doing now is ascertaining how that's happened, whether they're both right at the centre of the road and clipped, or whether one person is more at fault than the other. And that's why we have a collision investigator that's here now. He's marking up the road for the first point of impact, and as you appreciate, with so many other vehicles involved, several people have come forward with various bits of information.
A man could have lost his life here, so every detail is meticulously recorded from the road. Investigators can then determine the cause of the accident. Coming up, cracking down on dodgy drivers.
It's a arrestable offence, so yeah, we're going to have to deal with it at the police station.
A truck smash on a roundabout.
There's a substantial amount of fuel has been spilt.
And a suspected kidnapper who claims he's ready to kill.
Just keep easing back. We are in conversation with the driver. Keep easing back, keep easing back.
Wiltshire. A rapid response unit is in pursuit of a runaway vehicle.
GJ Whiskey Hotel 32, I'm declaring initial phase pursuit. Initial phase pursuit. Can we get other units to consider tactical options? We're going right.
The aim, to stop the car as quickly as possible and arrest the driver. After several miles, the cops make a breakthrough. The fleeing car is heading straight into a carefully planned police trap. Out comes the Stinger, an extendable row of metal spikes. This piece of kit is designed to pierce the tyres of runaway cars.
Maintaining a distance of 100 metres.
One Stinger ready, at the top of the hill, Dean Crossroads, sir.
With the car's tyres punctured, this pursuit is at an end. The driver is quickly apprehended. But this supposed suspect is a police officer. The whole thing is a training exercise. Real-life pursuits are dangerous and could pose a threat to members of the public and the police officers involved. So it's vital that these cops are trained to be ready for anything. But the police never know when they may be confronted by a situation like this for real. The M4 motorway and rapid response officers are following a car that's been involved in a recent burglary. The man driving claims he's holding a girl hostage. The patrol cars are keeping their distance because the driver, who is in phone contact with the cops, has threatened to kill the girl if they get any closer.
Just keep easing back. We are in conversation with the driver. Keep easing back, keep easing back. Noted, we are easing off. Speed is 90 miles per hour, lane 3. Traffic is light.
The police helicopter, codename Hotel 99, catches all of the action with its onboard camera, keeping in constant contact with the officers in the pursuit cars.
Quebec 99, Hotel 99. Yeah, Hotel 99, go ahead. Yeah, we have visual and have the subject vehicle and the police cars, 99. Information from the driver is that he will be coming up at Swindon, possibly 16.
The driver has told cops that he will leave the M4 at the next junction, so a stinger is ready on the slip road.
If you drop back, give this driver a little bit of space. We're hoping that he will come up at 16 as indicated, in which case we have stinger ready. Over.
But, trying to bluff the police, the suspected kidnapper doesn't leave the motorway.
Committed, it's gone past 16. We're continuing on the M4.
These highly trained cops are ready for anything. It's time for Plan B.
We've just got a car going through here, this Rover in front of us. It's come up on the ANPR as a stolen vehicle. So we'll just give it a quick tag now.
Rapid response officers in Wales are about to stop a car the police computer says is stolen.
You got nothing with your details on, no bank card or anything? Nothing in the car to indicate it's yours?
The driver of the vehicle seems compliant, giving the cops no reason to suspect anything untoward. But these cops leave no stone unturned and make further checks on the vehicle. It would appear that the car is registered to the man's wife, but his cool exterior is hiding something.
Hold a full UK driving licence?
Oh, running on provisional.
Have you?
Yeah.
You got provisional.
Okay, yeah.
So you're driving unaccompanied, you've got no L plates, and I very much doubt you've got any insurance, have you?
I think for my wife's insurance, I think.
Yeah, she's the only named driver on the policy for this vehicle.
Then, PC Danson finds out more. This guy has been banned from driving, and he's still disqualified.
Your record's going back that you're disqualified until 2010.
That's all
Not 2010. We're in 2009 now.
I thought that was up. No, that's before. No, about that.
No, and you've totally got no driving licence either. You haven't even got a provisional anymore.
What's going to happen there? They arrested me.
It's an arrestable offence, so yeah, we're going to have to deal with it at the police station.
The list of offences keeps getting bigger. Driving without a licence, driving with no insurance, and driving whilst disqualified for a previous driving conviction. The man was later found guilty on all counts and received a 4-month suspended prison sentence. On the M4, rapid response officers are still pursuing the suspected kidnapper. The lunatic behind the wheel is now risking lives, speeding away from cops on the hard shoulder.
Vehicle is still on the hard shoulder, continuously undertaken, now into lane 2.
So, the cops move into action, trying to box him in, but the driver is weaving all over the motorway.
Speed 80, vehicles just undertaken 2 lorries, now in hard shoulder.
Now followed by 3 patrol cars, the speed of the wanted vehicle picks up.
Vehicle is 90 miles per hour, it's back into lane 2.
With the driver becoming more and more reckless, the cops know they have to end this as soon as possible. A rapid response vehicle passes the car on the inside and another closes in. Realising he has no chance of outdriving these highly trained officers, this criminal ditches the car and tries to make a run for it.
Indigo 99 is off the motorway, got into the ditch, stand by.
The cops' training has paid off. The suspect is taken down and cuffed. It turns out that the other person in the car wasn't a hostage. It was his girlfriend. So, she's nicked as well. The man was later found guilty of burglary, theft and dangerous driving and was sentenced to more than 3 years in prison. The Dyfed-Powys Police Control Room have received an emergency call about a lorry that's crashed in a town.
The lorry's overturned. Fire and ambulance have been requested, so you can only assume that there's injuries with it.
PC Justin Williams is en route. With over 500 people a week killed or seriously injured on UK roads, incidents like this are given the highest emergency status.
Yes, literally just arrived here now. A bit of chaos here at the moment.
At the scene, the carnage is clear to see. A lorry on its side and bales of hay scattered everywhere.
There's a substantial amount of fuel has been spilt from the vehicle onto the carriageway.
The immediate danger is that the spilt diesel and the tons of dried hay could catch fire.
Well, I need to see if we've got plenty of dry dressing for this, so call this up now.
PC Williams has to make sure both of these highly flammable materials are cleared quickly.
Have we got anything coming out to mop this up?
So the fire brigade begins scattering sand to soak up the fuel. The question now is how this crash could have happened. Luckily, the whole incident was caught on CCTV. As the hay-laden lorry tries to take a roundabout, it loses control and topples onto its side, narrowly missing a car.
Have we any injuries at all?
There were no serious injuries, but if it had landed on top of the people carrier, this could have turned out a lot worse.
The main thing is at the moment we've got no serious injuries. The driver sustained slight injuries, he's very shaken up. He's gone off to hospital now.
Even though there's no fatalities to deal with, PC Williams' job is not over yet.
Yeah, due to the amount of fuel that's been spilt at the scene of the RTC, could you just bring it to the attention of the Environment Agency? I've also notified the Environment Agency because we got a spillage of fuel which could go into the watercourse through the drains.
300 litres of fuel have leaked from this lorry. If it seeps into the drainage system, it could cause an environmental disaster.
Yeah, we've got an environmental spillage unit from the fire service arrived at scene, and they're mopping up as much of the fuel as possible.
With the aid of specially designed absorbent strips of material, the diesel is soaked up.
As you can see, we've got things underway to get the bales recovered. We've got a recovery unit on the way, which has actually just arrived at scene now for the lorry, so hopefully within about an hour we should have things all clear.
Later, with the fuel and hay eventually cleared, the lorry can be righted. In Wiltshire, a torrential downpour means that the roads have become highly dangerous. With visibility low, drivers of all vehicles should be taking extra care. But despite the weather, Rapid Response Officer George Rabchak has seen a motorcyclist dicing with death.
Got a motorcyclist that was travelling at 60 miles an hour in clearly conditions where 60 miles an hour is not the speed to be doing. He's just done an overtake of this red van into the path of an oncoming car.
By speeding and overtaking recklessly, this biker is not only risking his own life, but the safety of other road users.
He's not aware of the flashing blue lights or the sirens, hasn't used his mirror, went for an overtake of a vehicle that was already overtaking a slower moving vehicle. He's just noticed us and he's pulled out.
Avoiding the heavy rain, the cop gets the man in the back of the patrol car.
You were travelling at 50 miles an hour in the 40 mile an hour speed limit as we came into the Wilton area. Okay, you overtook the red van in heavy rain where your visibility would have been seriously reduced, and also you went to do an overtake at the same time a car was overtaking that moped just before we entered the 40-mile-an-hour speed limits.
But even though there's a long list of driving offences in already terrible conditions, this biker thinks he knows it all.
I am an experienced biker. I do know that the fact is I'm on my way to work and I sort of left it a bit late and I'm just trying to get there, you know, out of the rain. Like I said, I'm an experienced biker. I do know what I'm doing on the bike, and it's as simple as that.
This cop has heard it all before and knows the consequences.
We lose so many motorcyclists. My colleague who's with me today went to the scene of a collision where a motorcyclist lost his life, and that's only within the last week. So, as good as you are.
Fair enough, I can't contest what you're saying.
Last year alone, over 100 bikers were killed or seriously injured on Wiltshire's roads. So for these cops, bringing down this number is a top priority.
Motorcyclists are very vulnerable on the road. I think he has to think himself very lucky that he's not been reported to court for driving in the manner that he did in these conditions.
The biker was fined and got 3 points on his licence. Coming up, cops unearth a stash of drugs.
A fair old whack of what could be cannabis or heroin at the moment.
Crack down on drink drivers.
Keep blowing like that, keep blowing, keep blowing.
And tackle blades on Britain's streets. Wiltshire, home of the M4 corridor, linking London to the West Country and Wales. It's one of the busiest motorways in Britain. And with almost 4,000 vehicles travelling on this stretch of road every hour, it's no surprise that it's used as a thoroughfare for criminals and lawbreakers. So today, Wiltshire's rapid response cops are conducting an operation using a high-tech gadget from their crime-fighting armoury. In-car cameras linked to the police national computer can tell cops if a car driving past them is dodgy. They don't need a computer to tell them there's something up with this guy. He's failing to give officers his name.
Because at the end of the day, if you're not telling me who you are, then you get negative on the system down at the police station and say you think we are. But that's who you definitely are. No, who are you then?
He finally does give his name and confesses more.
I'll give you time, mate, to come up and be straight with you. You've got no insurance.
Not only is this guy not insured to drive, he's not even allowed to drive. He's been done before for motoring offences, meaning the points tally on his licence is quite literally off the scale.
I've got a vehicle here and the driver's initially given false details to my colleague. He's currently got 28 points on his licence, which is revoked, and he's admitted to driving without insurance.
In relation to having no insurance on your vehicle, the way we'll deal with it, it'll be your vehicle's going to be seized, because you can't drive your vehicle on the road without any insurance. Pardon?
Well, I'm stranded here.
Well, you should, at the end of the day, you're big enough and all enough, aren't you?
The only person he can blame for being stranded is himself. Now, the cops turn their attention to some drugs intelligence they have on the vehicle.
He's known to us for drugs offences, so we're going to search him and the vehicle.
And it's not long before they find what they're looking for.
In the golf bag.
Hidden away in the man's possessions is what looks like a large amount of drugs.
But there's enough there to suggest that it's in probably possession with intent, which is a fair old whack of what could be cannabis or heroin at the moment.
With what seems like a blatant disregard for the law, this driver has failed to give cops his name, has been carrying cannabis, has been driving with no insurance and doesn't even have a licence. In fact, the tally of offences is so long that even the police have to remind themselves of what they can charge him with.
Nicking for the no insurance, he's driving otherwise in accordance. Okay, you could do him for obstructive if he's giving you false details. And then, but that doesn't tend to go anywhere. And then just the possession with intent.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. All right, I'll do that.
Being stranded is no longer a problem for this man. He's got a lift to the Nick. Rapid response cops don't do everything at high speed. In Wales, officers Carl Danson and Aaron Waring have had a report of a suspected drink driver, so they're staking out a local pub in an unmarked car.
How long we're going to sit here for is anybody's guess. Sometimes it could be 5 minutes, sometimes it could be 5 hours.
With over 400 deaths a year caused by driving under the influence of alcohol, the cops know how vital it is to get drink drivers off the streets. After several hours, there's no sign of the suspect.
It's quite clear that he will eventually do it and drive, and we just need to get lucky, really, and hopefully we'll get him.
These cops will be back tomorrow. The next day, their bag and their patience finally pays off. They've seen the man behind the wheel.
Yeah, this is the fella we've been after for a couple of days, that we're behind him now. Have you had anything to drink today?
The man doesn't try to hide how many drinks he's had.
How much have you had to drink?
About 3 pints.
About 3 pints. You take a deep breath. And blow. Keep blowing like that. Keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing. There we are. Sample's been taken. Analysing that sample. As you can see there, test result is 48 and you failed a roadside breath test.
Yeah.
At the moment, he is only slightly over the limit. So, he'll be taking a trip back to the station. All drivers who are over the limit at the roadside are given another, more accurate breath test at the police station.
Just blow evenly and naturally until I tell you to stop. And blow.
As the man's been drinking recently, the alcohol in his system is still rising. He's becoming more and more intoxicated as the booze takes effect. It goes to show the hidden danger of drink driving. If he was still behind the wheel of his car, he'd be getting more inebriated by the minute.
He's provided 2 specimens of breath of 54 and 56. So at the moment his level is actually going up.
Latest figures show that on average in Britain, at least 1 person a day is killed due to a drink driving incident. So it's possible that these cops could have just saved someone's life.
He's blown over, he'll be charged with it. Inevitably he's going to get disqualified by a magistrate's court now, so it's a lesson to those. If you want a couple of pints, you can face the consequences of it.
At the operation on the M4, cops have pulled in a suspicious car.
This is the driver. He's got an expired provisional licence, which was revoked in 2004. The vehicle's got no insurance on PNC. He's also got those warning signals.
As well as a list of driving offences, the cops have found a knife in the driver's pocket, so he's been nicked.
We've got 1 gentleman under arrest at the moment already for possession of a lock knife.
This is a common occurrence for police in Britain. People carrying blades everywhere they go. And it's down to these cops to do something about it.
Lock knives are a no-no, so he's under arrest for that by my colleague.
Aware that he may have difficulty getting home, the car's passenger tries to talk the cops round.
What's up?
Because you see that, yeah, he uses it, yeah, for his barber. You know, he's a barber, yeah? He uses it to fix his machines. That's what he does, he's a barber. He doesn't use it for no offensive weapon or anything like that.
No, but it's in a public place,
yeah,
and it's a lock knife.
Yeah.
There isn't any more to it than that. He doesn't need it with him. He's not fixing his machine now, is he?
No.
So he should leave it in the barber's shop.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? But it's irrelevant anyway, because he would have been coming with us for other things, so... I appreciate what you're saying about the knife, but he's also under arrest for 3 other things, so he's going to be with us for a while.
A more thorough search of the car turns up what cops believe could be pirate DVDs.
Sort of rip-off DVDs.
The highly illegal counterfeit DVD industry generates up to £200 million a year for criminals. If there turns out to be anything suspicious about these DVDs, there could be more questions that he has to answer.
Offensive weapon.
For the lock knife.
He's got a lock knife in there.
And it's the same as obviously the RK, so he's got these, he's having that as well. And he's the nick for the licence side of it as well, is he? Or?
He hasn't been yet, he's
will be
for the...
Having been driven by someone without a licence or insurance, the car is seized. This is bad news for the passenger. It means he'll have to find his own way home.
No, that's fine.
As one car is seized, another is pulled over. This time a van and its driver are being checked out.
Yeah. Yeah, on the insurance, is there any named drivers at all listed?
A check with Police HQ and the vehicle comes up clean.
That's magic.
But PC Hines has been given some information about the van driver which he failed to admit when initially stopped.
Your previous, you didn't tell me you had a marker there, convicted possession of cocaine?
Known for drugs, this now gives the police the power to search the driver and his van.
Just before we do anything, is there anything in the vehicle that you want to disclose to me now that I'm going to find?
No.
There's nothing in the vehicle illegal.
As other cops search the vehicle, PC Hines searches the man. The cops then turn their attention to the front seat.
Previous possession of coke 2 years ago.
And it's not long before they make a discovery.
I've asked quite clearly, have you got anything? And he said no. And the pouch between the 2 seats, which is his smoking pouch, he's got 2 blocks of cannabis in there, what I believe to be cannabis anyway.
Having lied to police twice, this man could now be in a lot of trouble.
OK, just cuffing you for the minute, because you've lied to me a couple of times.
Realising the error of his ways, the driver is suddenly very apologetic.
You're not going to find anything else? Not a needle man or anything like that,
are you? For God's sake, no, I'm not, all right?
I've got to ask,
no, it's fair enough. I will stand here and openly admit I should have just handed that over. But
should have done, yeah. We'll see what we do with him, whether he gets arrested or whether he gets a street caution for this amount. It's certainly not a large enough amount for supply. It's going to be a personal use thing, and we'll see if it meets the threshold test really as to whether he gets arrested or whether he gets a street caution.
A quick chat with the sergeant and a decision is made.
Yeah, much obliged. There's a police caution for possession.
80 quid only.
Okay.
More than satisfy the situation.
This driver should count himself lucky.
What we have is a criteria that we need to fulfil, and that is whether we give a warning, whether someone gets a fixed penalty notice, a fine, or whether they get arrested. Looking into this gentleman's past, he is eligible for a fine, which is £80 for possession. It is a small amount, however, it's a Class B drug, and a lot of people think if it's private use or personal use, they can have it and it's not illegal, and that just isn't the case at all, even when it was Class C.
Coming up, cops face an explosive situation. And a joyrider out of control
Just take the curve, right.
soon learns his lesson. Night falls over Wiltshire. This is when the police are at their busiest. In Swindon, rapid response cops have tried to pull over a car, but whoever is driving it has no intention of stopping.
PJ Delta, Whiskey Bravo, 86. They've got a further stop. Currently heading towards Lapham Road, out onto Drove Road, black BMW over.
All the action is captured on the police onboard camera. Now speeding through residential streets, it's clear that the driver is not in full control of the vehicle.
Just click the curb, right, drove road, 806 is the driver.
Completely ignoring red lights, there's a good chance he could kill someone.
Yeah, he's straight through the red traffic light, left, onto Victoria Hill.
Realising he's not going to get away from these officers, eventually he gives up.
Onto Mark Road, his speed is now 50 miles an hour. Left, Avenue Road, stand by. Avenue Road, Stop.
The cops are out of the car in seconds and the suspect is cuffed. Once in the back of the patrol car, the gravity of the situation dawns on the reckless driver. In tears and apologising profusely, he knows he's in trouble. The cops then discover why he failed to stop. He's too young to even hold a driving licence, let alone drive a car.
Yes, because you're 16, you're allowed to.
This kid has made a terrible mistake, but the situation could have been so much worse.
No. It's just a good job you never knocked anybody over and killed them.
Despite his pleas, this underage driver is going back to the station. "20 miles away, other rapid response officers have managed to successfully pull over a suspicious-looking vehicle. But what was initially a routine stop now looks like it could be more serious.
Just want to search the car, Rich.
Yeah.
The driver is being quizzed in the back of the police car.
Right, I'll go through the car then.
There's good reason to believe that there may be drugs inside the vehicle.
My colleague stopped this vehicle, speak to it, come up with a no insurance marker, and smelt cannabis coming from inside the car.
And these cops are trained to find the most unassuming piece of evidence.
When I've approached the driver, there's a very strong smell of cannabis within the car. I've asked him straight outright whether he's got any prohibited items in the vehicle, and he's produced a small amount of green vegetable matter, which I believe to be herbal cannabis, which the driver stated to me is herbal cannabis.
The driver has already confessed to having cannabis, but PC Hatch keeps searching and finds a dubious-looking cigarette.
That one was in the door pocket. Whether or not it's got anything on it, it smells fairly normal, I think. But do they inside it at all?
Yeah.
Is it straight? Is it just normal backy? Is it? Yeah.
But on ripping the cigarette open, the cop discovers otherwise.
Cannabis. Herbal cannabis mixed in with tobacco. So let's have a quick chat with him about that as well. You can see it clearly there. It's wrapped up with the tobacco. Right, some herbal cannabis there as well. That's what I believe it is. He's going to be dealt with by way of a street caution and possibly a fixed penalty ticket as well. There's a strong possibility that his car's also not insured, so my colleague's probably going to deal with that by way of a seizure as well.
It's the dead of night in Wales, and cops have been called to deal with a crashed car which has been abandoned in the middle of nowhere. With no one in the vehicle, the main concern for the cops is that the car has been stolen or the driver is lying injured nearby. Suddenly, a man appears out of the darkness.
I've had a few beers and I crashed there.
Yours, is it?
Yeah.
Right, come on.
And straight away, he comes clean.
I was waiting for a phone call there.
He's well oiled. I'm just doing a bag now. Call you back.
How much have you had?
I've had about 5 pints.
Yeah.
As you say, do you need a hand in there?
Even though he's already admitted that he's had 5 pints, he's still given a breath test.
It's pain, isn't it? Fuck, I'm from my job now.
This driver later pleaded guilty in court, had to pay £200 in fines and court costs, and was banned from driving for 17 months. Across Wales, a call has come into the police control room about a fire. Rapid response officers have the blue lights on and the gas pedal to the floor.
The call's just come in to state that there's a car on fire.
And the cops still don't know if anyone is trapped inside. At the scene, the flames are out of control.
Who's waving us then?
There's been no crash. The car just caught on fire. The car's 2 occupants and their dog only just managed to escape.
We pulled in there, we went to go and look, lift the bonnet to have a look. Fumes coming through straight away.
There's now a real threat that the car could explode, so the cops keep everyone back.
If you stand off the road for a second then guys, we've just...
With everyone safely out of the way, the fire brigade arrived to put the blaze out. The 2 men who were in the car were lucky to get out in time, but having just come back from a hunting trip, they didn't manage to get their game out of the car.
Any luck, Ken?
Yeah, a couple of bunnies there.
Is there?
It's quite poor, to be honest.
They're well and truly cooked now then, are they?
Coming up on Brit Cops Rapid Response, the all-new police action series. We're on board with the fastest cops in Britain. The elite squads fighting frontline crime at breakneck speed. We're with them as they pursue dangerous criminals, lunatic drivers,
0 miles per hour, no attempt to stop,
and drunks on the road.
Have you been drinking?
Oh, fucking me!
And we watch them come down hard on violence and mayhem. Our cameras capture the action as these cops capture the criminals.